72 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67 though of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down to the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody into some fantastic Sunday night racing action here with the NTRL Super Speedway Series. As in the far off distance you can see the magical land of Atlanta, where these drivers are going to have to battle for 120 laps and try to get a win all locked on in. It's getting to crunch time on down here, so let's all rip it on up and get down to it. Let's get this party all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to tonight's sponsors, like the fantastic race sponsor of Holler Boys Racing. Thank you guys for jumping on board here once again. Of course, be sure to head on over to HBR TV to check out some fantastic racing action whenever we're not live, because Steve Singer over there does a fantabulous job. So again, thank you guys for sponsoring tonight's race over here at Atlanta. course, we also have to say a huge thank you to the other great race sponsors like Davidson Builders up there in the northern New Jersey area. Be sure to give them a shout if you're looking to maybe do a whole remodel, put an extension on the house, or if you're just trying to change out the kitchen sink, man. Let the professionals do the job for you and do it done right. So big thank you to Davidson Builders. Big thank you as well to DEP Graphics. Some fantastic paint schemes coming out of that booth every single day. Be sure to go and get yourself a customized one here today from DEP Graphics. Of course, big thank you to Sim Gear Central as well. Some fantastic button boxes with all the flip knob, turn dial thingies, anything you can possibly think of to help aid in your sim experience, whether it be the iRacing, racing sims, flight sim, farm sim. I'm sure you could probably even program some stuff if you're playing the sims. But big thank you to Sim Gear Central. Of course, big thank you as well to Track Bar Media here as well. Some fantastic photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing. So big thank you to them, and go check out their page over there at Track Bar Media. And of course, can never forget about Martin Sports. Some fantastic race and casual apparel being had out there, all customized to your liking. So big thank you to Martin Sports, and be sure to get your next order in here today. So with that, I am Alan Brown, and I am all locked in for my tournament tomorrow morning. I am joined by two of my best friends, the Brewmaster and General up here in the booth with me, Mr. Alan English. We'll return to one of the most heated tracks here on the circuit nowadays. Old hot Atlanta is gone. It's the new age of bump drafting and going all crazy.
The pack racing track now of Atlanta here. So yeah, we're gonna see some tempers flaring. I know me and Turner are both excited about that, but guys will have to try to keep their tempers in check a little bit. It's gonna get crowded out there. There's gonna be a lot of nose to tail action out there. Sometimes something happens in front of you, you don't really have time to stop. There's really nothing you can do. And also, if you're right on somebody's rear end, you can't see what's coming up in front of them. You know, you're just trying to stay locked in on their rear bumper. So, pits, it's not the easiest pit lane to get onto here. These guys are going to have to get it back down to 45 miles an hour. It might run like a super speedway out there, but it's definitely neighborhood speeds out there, 45 miles an hour. So, a lot of things these guys are going to have to watch out for. So, looking forward to it.
And that indeed we are. As down there on pit road is our anger management specialist himself, Mr. Adam Turner. I know earlier today you saw maybe some helmet throws and all that kind of stuff, but unfortunately here in the virtual world, all you can do is use your words. But I know things can get a little warm down here in Atlanta there, Turner.
Yeah, well, listen here. Helmet throwing is awesome. I'd love to see it here if we could have virtual helmet throwing, virtual fight in the middle of the track. We've done races where people have threatened to cross state lines over a battle on the track. This is what iRacing is all about. Some kind of controversy, some kind of anger. I think we may see some tonight due to a couple factors out here. It's going to be a little slick. It's Atlanta. It's a super speedway style track, even though it's only a mile and a half. I'm totally looking forward to seeing what these guys have in store today with 120 laps at this famous track. But I'm going to start with the rules here, Brown. 1 fast repair, 65% fuel, 3 total sets of tires, 18 incident points. You'll get a penalty, 25 incident points. You will be disqualified. And here's the kicker. Currently on the track, I'm showing 128.
Oh my God.
So, and you only have 3 sets of tires, so we're going to have some problems, I think, right there. That might just cause anger in itself.
And I think you're right, especially, when you're driving. Not necessarily conducive to some cold brews, especially for those in VR. I know, English, you've been able to manage it a time or two, but definitely a difficult task. But as we look here at tonight's race info, other than being able to cook a steak down there on the track surface, man, we're all locked and loaded at this 1.5 mile racetrack. Beautiful weather. Sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. So these drivers aren't going to have to deal with any rain or anything like that. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it's you got to make a plan, and more importantly, you kind of got to stick to that plan. Whether it's just ride around, whether it's be aggressive, you just gonna have to stick to your guns and just let it ride.
Yeah, if you're trying to change strategy, halfway through this thing, sometimes you will have to adapt and overcome a little bit. So, it just depends on what the situation is. One of my concerns here is, you coming out of turn 4 into this quad oval, that flat wall right there on the front stretch is going to take some guys by surprise, and we're going to see some black marks being put on that part of the wall there, I think, tonight. Also, it's kind of a bottleneck going into turn number 1, so you could run 3 or 4 wide down the front stretch, but by the time you get to turn 1, you better have that thing narrowed back down to at least 3 wide, probably 2 wide. There's not a whole lot of room to work with in the high banked corners here, so some other things to watch for.
No, you're right on the money with that quad oval, because you're carrying so much speed, and then you're changing direction a couple different times, and it does feel like the track tightens up on you, and especially when you're in traffic right there out of 4, it gets a little hairy, and we see a lot of incidents there, and I'm sure we'll see at least one tonight. I'm gonna guess, especially with how slippery it is out there. And I guess we're gonna split this thing into thirds. So you only have 2 extra sets of tires, so that's probably gonna be the key.
Yeah, 40 lap
those tires.
40 lap runs is a long time here at Atlanta as we get all locked in. And we thank you all for tuning in and watching. Well, qualifying is just finishing on up. We see you out there. Josh Kelleher, Jessica Stubblefield, Jennifer Ray, Michael Adamson, and Kevin Winker, the K-Dub. He's all out there in the chat. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't done so already, which I'm pretty sure all y'all have, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, get alerted every single time we go live. And of course, if you enjoy it, be sure to, give a thumbs up too. That way, Mark Zuckerberg can actually fight Elon Musk, and we can have our own in-ring referee to make sure these guys actually do it.
True that. I can't wait for that. Josh Kelleher, he got no AC out there tonight. Definitely not going to be streaming. So, man, hope you get that back up soon. We were without power for a few days here recently, and oh man, the heat's just terrible. So, man, I'm with you, man. I hope it gets fixed up soon, there, buddy.
Indeed, as we get everybody all locked in down there into their cars, starting to grid on up. So let's tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to start here tonight. The number 1 bogus machine, Mr. DW himself, the right-footed wonder, going to get things started off on pole position. The 33 of Paul Ferdiani going to get things started off to the outside there. The Gambler in second. 51 Chris Klein getting a good starting spot here tonight in third, with the 8 of Dylan Bryant starting tonight in fourth. The 00 of Joe Bennett having a pretty good run starting inside of this top 5, with the 89 of the Silent Assassin Mike Adamson starting to his outside there in 6th. 7th will be the 13 of Mr. Paul Durkee having a pretty solid run here tonight, with the 17 of Justin Lawson getting things started here in 8th. 9th will be the 9 of Mr. Tommy Welsh, with the 76 of Patrick Mahaney running out the field starting top 10.
Good start there for Patrick. Lucas Lyons in the 25 is going to start in 11th place. Outside of him in row number 6, Tom Barish in the double nickel. The 005 of AJ Evangelista will start in 13th place. 14th will be the 31 of Scott Milner. 48 of Zeth Hawley starting in 15th position. Outside row number 8 is going to be Nick Biddy in the 32. The 19 of Brandon Coleman will start 17th. 18th to his outside, there will be Joe David in the 6 machine. And row number 10, and rounding out your top 20, the 3 of Skylar Herod and the 99 of America's driver, Albert Anderson.
Yeah, the 5, Anthony Williams, starts 21st. 22nd, Christopher Jordan in the 78. 77, Tristan Cotton, he starts 23rd. 24th, Michael Eden in the 27 car. 42 of Kevin Winker, Mr. America, starts in 25th. 26, Joshua Moore in the 18. I think that's going to change because I think he got an end-of-line penalty from the last race. 22, Chuck Kiger, 27th. Mark Collins in the 23, starts 28th. Timothy Stubblefield, the Tennessee native, the 92, 29th, Tate Cawthorn in the 88, 30th, Mike Corvu and Josh Kelleher round that thing out.
All right, that indeed they do. As the field hustles up and catches up behind the pace cars, we get ready to head on down for the first green flag of the evening here tonight.
Corvo, man, come on.
What? What did I say?
Corvo? You said Corvu or something like
Man,
that.
I was looking at the French Canadian. That's how they say it up there, and I'm already upset
okay.
about some comments I just see in the chat. I'm gonna have to discuss in a little bit.
That's good news.
In a little bit, indeed. As they enter that Geico restart zone for the first time, we go to the green flag racing here at Atlanta with the one machine breaking on out with the 51, trying to give him a little bit of a push. But there goes the 8 and the 33 tag teaming up on that high side. You can even see man, Double O Joe Bennett trying to hustle down there as well, trying to filter his way on up through the field. Not a whole lot of shaking and baking going on right now, but just be sure that's going to heat on up here in just a second. 83 Mike Adamson, or excuse me, 89 of Mike Adamson, trying to stay up here with the leaders as of right now. Double O trying to catch back up to that back bumper of Chris Klein, get that bottom side working. The one of DW filters on down low. Even the 55 Tom Barish back a few spots, trying to filter on back down to the bottom line of the racetrack. Lap number 1 now into the books, and we are off and running.
Al Vaught saying nice start up there for Dylan and Mike. Morris out there saying, let's go team plus EV Motorsports out there. Joel Moore pulling for Joshua Moore out there, of course. Angry Tacos Network saying this is about as good as it gets here. Let's see. No, he says, good luck, gents. This is another race night. Austin Smith pulling for his teammate Skylar Harrod out there. Kyle Vaught pulling for America's Driver.
Yeah, good to have everybody. So far, they're keeping it too wide, which is
Good.
fairly nice to see. But I really think we're going to see some problems. Somebody's going to wear their tires out and cause an issue. We do have a couple of stragglers. I don't know if they started from the pits or what, but we may be coming up on lap traffic fairly quickly here.
It most definitely is possible, especially if they are outside of this main draft. This is what's going to get the field around as the 33. Oh, we're going 3 wide here. Gets out of line, gets up into the 89. Still 3 wide here. Oh, thank goodness. Got some people. Oh, no, and ping-ponging in the background there. Oh, man. Looked like, was that the 5 of Anthony Williams? Oh, and there goes the 32 and Nick Biddy around.
Yeah. Timothy Stubblefield made it around that. I'm going to have to rewatch what happened there.
Skylar Harrod involved as well. Missing his front end, it looked like.
Looked like Scott Milner had an issue and then hit the wall, got rear-ended and saved it. And then Nick Biddy hit the wall and hit him. And just, I think, all that speed, slowing down from that super speed, it kind of caused the problem right there.
Yeah, well, again, the tri-oval section here at Atlanta, they couldn't have taken like 15 extra minutes to paint those lines a little bit better so it's not such a sharp curve. Because, oh my goodness, yeah, it's just in the middle of the track there, Milner kind of stuck, and that's kind of not purposely, but it forced the 32, Nick Biddy, up to the outside wall there. Let's go ahead and jump up to the chopper camera. And well, once when you get up into that outside wall, you just bounce straight on off of it. And yeah, it's just absolute carnage after that. 3 getting tagged up in it. Looks like a whole bunch of other people got tagged up in it as well. But yeah, that's just a little rough one out there.
Well, and English mentioned it too. The quad oval, it's not only going into the quad oval, it's coming out of the quad oval. It's when you're driving 180 miles an hour plus in traffic, it's a pretty sharp turn to kind of get through that quad oval and on to the next turn. So it's definitely challenging for me when I was driving. I'm sure it's just challenging for everybody, but we saw it right there.
That was completely unrelated to the 3 wide action we saw up front with the 33. Finding a hole down there. It looks like Double O Joe Bennett may have held that door open for him to get him down there. But it happened at the same time, but it was completely unrelated to the shuffling that was going on up front.
Well, I mean, let's get we're 5 laps in or so when that happened. Let's get the jitters out of the way
Sure.
and
Yeah.
try to get this thing figured out. It's going to be a fun race. This is super fast for a mile and a half. I mean, they talk about it all the time. This has turned into the next super speedway, the way they've paved it. But I like what you said, Brown. Why don't we put some stripes on this thing? You know, like we're on the Katy Freeway. You know, we know what lane we're supposed to be in, and
Well, so not only that, but like if you just look, you know, they've got 30 feet of extra pavement down low that they could have used to like kind of ease off the angle of the turn going into the quad oval here, and they didn't use it. Just use it.
yeah, I agree.
Just paint
Why is
that
it-
dang line right there.
Why does it take like 3 idiots on iRacing to figure this out for NASCAR?
Is engineers and stuff would figure that
I don't know.
out.
Do we need to make a phone call?
Yeah,
I can make a phone call.
get Richard Gray on the phone. Tell him he messed up.
I'm going to let him know he shouldn't have followed the engineer's directions when he paved this thing. He should have came up with his own little thing. Man, speaking of being upset, Jessica Stubblefield is trying to break my brain already tonight.
Wait, it's not that. Can't be that hard.
Oh, well, it's not, but she says something about at 8 o'clock Central Time, the Titans are releasing the throwback Oiler jerseys. So that doesn't compute in my mind. I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, that should make you
The
happy. Get a
Houston
warm
Oilers-
or something.
No, the Houston Oilers died when they were stolen from those people in Tennessee in the middle of the night. They should currently be in Houston playing football
That's
with
not
that
the case for
with that
Bernie
oil
Sanders.
derrick. I don't care. I don't care. That oil derrick needs to be on a football helmet in Houston, Texas, ASAP. Give us our logo back, and you can have that dumb Titan mascot. Anyway, I got a little fired
Good.
up over them. Yeah, they're terrible. What a bunch of thieves they are up in Tennessee.
Well,
Anyway.
let's talk about a whole group of bunch of thieves here trying to steal away a win tonight as the pace car comes back down onto pit road. Into that Geico restart zone we go once again as the 8 and the 89 try to get things all fired on off here. Again, teammates trying to maybe work together and control some laneage here as the 8 machine gets a good jump on that restart, immediately bumps up to that outside lane to get in front of Adamson. The one of DW being left all alone to his own devices down there on that bottom side. That's going to allow a whole freight train of people up on the high side to trickle on through, just waiting for that bottom side to get all grouped up. There goes the 51 of Chris Klein. He's, after getting all that momentum jumping on down there, maybe trying to give that one machine a big toe back to the front. Meanwhile, the 55, Tom Barish, it looks like he's been rear-ended a time or two. He's starting to make his way back up through this field. 48, Seth Hawley's right there behind him. Changed it up from the lows tonight, racing the alley machine.
Yeah, it's kind of like an STP throwback scheme, kind of.
Who's driving the Tabasco paint? That thing is amazing. Is it Mahaney?
I believe that's Mahaney, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful looking
That's-
car. I love some Tabasco.
You been to the Avery Island plant down there?
I haven't. I've driven past that
Oh.
general area, but I hadn't been
Neat.
down there. I'd like to visit that.
Neat
Yeah.
to see, man. You can go walk through the get a tour and everything of it. It's pretty neat.
Do they give you like shots of Tabasco? It's,
They
you
give
know,
you
at the
little
hospitality
bottles.
room.
They
Okay.
can hand out little bitty bottles, yeah, little sample bottles, like the
Nice.
ones you get in an MRE or something, you know.
Yeah. Ooh, a little checkup up front on the front row. That was a little dangerous there.
It was a little bit. Again, that was heading down into that quad oval that's been causing so many issues. The 25, Lucas Lyons, looking very strong here tonight. Already up a handful of spots, trying to continue that charge up here to the front. I know on that first run before the caution, we were seeing a little bit of some Lazy Susan action, and it looks like we might see some here as well. As there goes the 48 of Seth Hawley down to that bottom side with some help from that 25, getting things all tied back on up here side by side. And how about that 77 of the Tristan Cotton? I know the Cotton family all happy to see him driving around out here, and already up 18 spots and sitting around that top 5 right now.
Bruce Muehlberger out there joining us as well in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, Bruce. Yeah, man, tire wear, we're going to start seeing it be a factor here early. I know there's some guys out there putting a lot of wheel in it. You can see it down there, especially on that lower line. I don't think it'll be long before you see guys with a pretty bad push condition. Or
the track right now is reading at 130 degrees. I don't think we've seen one this hot, so
I don't think so.
It's going to have an effect. It's very shortly, I think. It'll be fun to watch kind of who can manage it and who. Ooh, caution, Brown. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I don't know either.
I have mine saved for cautions. I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes iRacing doesn't treat you right, you know? Can't get on the. Oh, okay. I think I found it.
All right, call it out because I seriously have no idea.
All right. It looks like in front of Anthony Williams, Joshua Moore and Kiger made a connection out of 2.
Ooh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's what happened there.
Ooh, Kiger with a fantastic save to keep that car straight.
I guess
Joshua Moore, Muehlberger Custom Homes paint scheme is a little dented up right now.
Curse the broadcaster, maybe.
I think a little bit of netcode. I think it would have been questionable if they would have made contact, but little bit, and a little bit of netcode. 18 gets all loosey goosey and crazy and spins off down as the 22 goes up to the outside wall. The 5 Anthony Williams there getting kind of a rough end of the stick.
I think today, post-race interview in the Cup Series, Hamlin used every excuse except for netcode, trying to explain what happened on the...
That guy. Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that's going to be his next thing. He's just told so much bull out there.
He's like a politician. He's going
to claim netcode next thing.
We might as well put him in office, you know.
Watch it at Richmond. It's going to be, I didn't touch it. It was netcode.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty good. I like that take on it. Yeah, he's a clown, and that's just my humble opinion. There may be a Hamlin fan out there. I doubt it, but there could be one. And yeah, he's a politician. Go ahead.
Shugu joining us on the YouTube chat saying, "Hope you all have a good race here." Connor Leach on his way back to Canada from Seattle after watching the NHRA drag races down there.
Ooh, be careful at the border. Make sure you have all
your TV today, but I didn't watch it.
Make sure you have all your ducks in a row when you're crossing back into Canada. You didn't watch the NHRA? Have you ever been to one of those in person? They are awesome to go to in person.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Punching you in the chest when the top two.
Yeah, no, the pits are they're so open to.
Yep.
You know, you can really
rebuild them engines in a hurry after each run.
And the money involved. It's a really cool thing. I mean, I don't think it, goes to the TV doesn't kind of tell the tale of actually being at the track. Like NASCAR, you can kind of get a feel for the race, but being at the track is the best part. So I bet he had a lot of fun.
I was amazed to hear some statistics about those cars burning that nitromethane. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
You talk about burning gallons and gallons and gallons of it in a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Greta Thunberg's just screaming at the top.
No, she's not. She's busy talking to Zelensky, the leader allegedly of Ukraine, the guy that has the money over there. She's over there.
Sure.
I think she's some kind of operative. I don't know who put her in this place, but you better pay attention to that one. She's kind of.
You didn't vote for her?
No, I didn't vote for her. I think she's shifty. You know, maybe like one of them lizard people type of things. So be careful. Be careful when you talk. I can't even do it myself. Go back.
Cars down.
That indeed it is, as here we go, getting all locked back and loaded here as the 8 and the 48 get things restarted here up at the front, off and running with that green flag here. Once again, another great restart there for the 8 machine, immediately getting out in front. Unfortunately, he's kind of leaving all the help behind him here as the 89 struggles to get up to speed. He's going to try to get some help from that 00 of Joe Bennett, the 48 as well, getting some help from that 25 as the 8 machine trickles up to that high outside lane, but there goes down low the 48. The 25 is going to follow. Oh, that door was shutting, and it was shutting quick, but able to just sneak it on in there as he filters in and continues to follow that 48 machine around as the field continues to try to figure out exactly what line they want to be in. The 42, Kevin Winker, continuing to put in some moves here, and that's a Muehlberger Custom Homes looking Clorox machine.
Oh, throwback paint there. Looks pretty cool. Bruce likes your lizard people comment. Yeah, a lot of guys changing lanes out there. We just saw Albert Anderson jump down to the inside line. We've seen guys jump up and then back down again. So I think they're just following where the momentum's going.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to at this point. Well, I thought about the lizard people when that beautiful lady went crazy on that airplane. I think she run into a lizard person as well. So, man,
What?
I'd like to see.
I need to watch the news.
No, I mean, she was great. She just didn't want it. She had to get off the plane because there was a person that wasn't alive in the area back there where she was sitting. So, hats off to her for uncovering the truth.
So take a ride around here with the 9 of Tommy Welsh back in 12th right now, tucked in behind that 23, the Mac Daddy, Mr. Mark Collins, the New Gloucester, Maine native. Wasn't quite.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Gloucester? Is it Gloucester or Gloucester?
Gloucester.
Gloucester. Okay.
Gloucester. Why'd you try to say it all? Gloucester.
Well, I just think of when I think of people from that area, I think of just like southeast,
Well, so the GLA never changes. It's more the pronunciation of the ER at the end.
Oh, so it's instead of it's
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, AH.
Okay.
Like pasta.
Well, that's spelled like that. That's supposed to be like that. They probably call pasta pasteur.
No, it's spaghetti.
Something.
It doesn't matter what kind of pasta, it's spaghetti.
Ooh.
It's confusing
Side
up there.
action up there, 57. About had the back end come around on him, but was able to wrangle it up. Oof.
Who?
57.
Ooh,
We don't have a
dropped down.
57.
There's 57 painted out there.
Looks like they completely failed us then.
51.
I was going to say, is it a 1 that looks like a 7?
No, it's 57. Right up near the front there, about 4th, 5th place. Side by side, 00 Joe. No, it's a 1.
That's a 1.
You're right.
51 of Chris Klein.
English bombs again. Reading is hard, dude.
This is what happens, folks, when you spend too long up in a vat trying to sniff all the yeast of a brew.
Yes, he does love to smell that beer. Ooh, got squirrely up front.
Oh, it's
That's
still getting
audible.
squirrely. Oh my goodness, that 51 machine getting all loosey goosey up there.
Yeah, with the 1 machine, Derek Welch almost nowhere to go there. Thought he was going to have to dodge something happening there.
Yeah, I mean, he even checked up for it. He thought something was going to happen as well, so he's going to slowly have to build that momentum up and catch back on up.
And look, guys, they're only barely halfway to a tire change. So keep that in mind as you see all this side-to-side mess going on.
Yeah, what was we're thinking about 40 is when we probably should come down if all else, it keeps moving this way with no more cautions.
40 is the earliest you can do. I mean,
Yeah, because you have to split it. You're gonna
Yeah.
split it into thirds.
you could try to get more out of some, but
Right. Jessica said that woman was something else. That I agree with you. She was something else. I was very impressed with her prowess. She saved the whole plane. She saved everyone from death. She had to get off the plane because of that lizard person was in the back, so she saved everyone. That's some theories I heard anyway.
A true
it's like a zookeeper.
No, it gets real complicated when you get into
Oh.
lizard people.
Just
I'll get into it with you later.
Steve Irwin type person was back there, or something.
just a
Like the lizard guy on Letterman, you know.
just a
Go ahead there, Al.
just a true American hero out there. It's the 5 of Anthony Williams, who's been beaten, battered, and bruised out here, trying to filter his way around some traffic right now, getting around the 55 of Tom Barish, who's continuing to slide back a little bit. 99 America's driver Albert Anderson, though, he's right up in there in the middle of the mix. As up at the front, you've got the 48 of Zeth Hauling, the 89 of Mike Adamson continuing to go side by side. The 25 Lucas Lyons continuing to help push that 48 machine.
Al mentioning the 99 out there, and he's one of those guys that does find himself up in the front of the pack in a lot of these pack racing type races, restrictor plate type races. So, yeah, Kyle, he's one of the patient ones. We'll see how he does out here the remaining part of this race, which is the overwhelming majority of the laps left here. So,
Yeah, Albert's always fast at super speedways. He'll find his way where he needs to be by the end of this thing. As long as he doesn't get crashed out, I think we'll see him up front somewhere.
Papa Joe out there, Joe Bennett, pulling for Double O out there on the track. Thank you for being here, Papa Joe.
Indeed. And special message to Susie out there. Yes, they are making a left turn. Stop texting me. As the 42 of Kevin Winker continues to filter on up and through, you got him up 19 spots right now, sitting in 6th.
Awesome racing right now. Jessica says some videos said she could have saved a plane from a takeover. I agree. So there's a 50-50 chance that she did that, or maybe she had a couple of handlebars, you know, and a couple glasses of wine, and just got a little lost in her thoughts. I don't know, but I like to think she saved that plane.
Gotta go look this up after.
You haven't seen this?
No.
It's like a couple weeks old. It's not new.
So on the really off the far-flung chance that you enjoy what you're seeing out there tonight, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell there so you can be alerted every time
We do talk about racing most of the time. Sometimes we get a little off, but that's usually me. Brown does a good job calling a race, and right now we're having a good one, aren't we, Brown?
Yes, sir. I think people have kind of got the jitters out of the way, and everything is starting to settle on down just a little bit there. Right around with the 6th Joe David joining us with his driver cam here as well.
He looks relaxed on camera.
Yeah, well, you know, he is kind of chilled out right now, single-filed towards the back end of this field, and he knows what's up. He knows it's going to take a long, long way to go.
Love the driver cams.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Ooh, there's
Really cool.
lap traffic. Lap traffic just dipped down on that spacious back stretch. Let everybody through. That was nice. Didn't catch who that was. Man, how? Oh, go ahead. Oh yeah, they complimented his gentleman driving skills there. How crazy is it going to get when we start doing these green flag pit stops? That's what I think we're going to have some
I don't know if
nuttiness
we'll
happen.
have any green flag pit stops. If we do,
Okay.
we'll only have a couple, and then we're going to have some cautions come out because of blending or something.
Right.
I'm not optimistic.
I am.
More guys getting slowed up to try to get. That's a hard left turn to get on the pit lane. Let's face it. I think we're going to see some people not make it, but I don't want to be negative Nancy or anything. Oh, we're 3 wide here for a second.
I have things thankfully coming on down. Is again a track that's really not conducive to the 3 wide. You can make it work, but it definitely gets narrow out there, and it gets narrow in a hurry. As like you were saying there, Mr. English, things are I think these guys' tires starting to show their wear a little bit. The main pack not necessarily falling apart, but definitely not as kind of strong 2x2 like we were seeing at the start of the run here. Again, the hot temperatures maybe making these cars feel a little slick out there.
I think a big clue to when these guys start thinking about pitting, we're going to see a more single file here, especially in this big pack. Guys want to get down low there so they can make it into the pit lane unobstructed. We don't see that yet, though. A lot of too wide. Maybe these guys want to stretch a few more laps out of this set of tires.
Yeah,
I mean, if you can make it a full fuel run, wouldn't you, Adam?
I mean, you should, especially if you're up front. I don't see why not. If you're kind of in the back, maybe you could try a different strategy and do that early pit stuff. You know, the short pitting is what they call it. But up front, yeah, I think you want to run it till it's almost dry. If you're still managing those tires well, those tires, I really wish we could talk to the driver or listen to what they're saying to their teammates, because I bet they're really having a hard time handling that thing right now.
Yeah, that indeed.
27 just announced a pit stop on the radio.
27 of Michael Eden, just a little bit off of the main pack as he tries to get things woed on up down there into turns 3 and 4, getting ready to come on down into that pit lane. So, yeah, like you said, starting to definitely see. I know we had a good chunk of this field come on down lap 15 there, Mr. English, but that for most of them was just a fuel-only stop, so they can actually go a little bit longer here. Oh, if they want to try to stretch those tires on out.
I think that'd be a good strategy, just to try to push those tires as far as you can. That way, later on in the race, you'll have a little bit better rubber maybe than the guys that are trying to do an even set of tires. It's all about where the cautions fall that'll make somebody's day or break it there. And
yeah, I think the guys that came in did definitely just fix damage, maybe got a little bit extra fuel. That could help them if they want to stretch it out, if they only had fuel and they want to keep pushing it. So that'll be something to pay attention to. Most of those guys are in the back of the pack currently.
Tons of too wide out here. Tom Barris in the 55 coming down, so is the 25.
Yeah, Lucas Lyons in second place. He's coming down. Let's pay attention to this.
Here comes a... Oh, no!
That's a big impact. Oh,
Eric
man.
Welch is dead, dude.
Yeah, I had a feeling. A bad feeling about that.
What movie is
Eric
that
Welch,
from?
Justin Lawson.
Oh, Star Wars?
It might be. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh yeah. The shuffle down onto pit road. Ooh.
Oh, Albert Anderson and Adamson connected.
We'll slow this one down. Oh man, the 99 just got sandwiched. The 25, the 1. Oh man, the 1 looked like he got, table topped and rocked like in football, where you got one guy going low, another guy going high. Ah man.
Just about coming up off the apron.
Yeah, well, it looked like it started because of some pit stops, as some people were trying to make their way on down into the pit lane here. Let's go ahead and jump up to the chopper camera, and yeah, it was maybe some late calls out there, and made that apron transition as well. We don't talk about it a lot here, but man, it is slippery down there, and whenever you see something like this where you can almost get 4 cars 4 wide. Ugh, not good.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, we had just talked about it. I don't think it's a broadcaster curse. I mean, it's difficult. English, you mentioned early on in the broadcast how difficult it is to get down into that pit lane. And I think people gave their intentions out on the radio. I don't know what happened behind them. I don't know why it got so out of shape there, but it was ugly. That's for sure.
Got a lot of damaged Gen 6 cars out there.
Well,
One fast repair only.
at least it's sheet metal, you know? It's not made out of Harbor Freight materials. This is a decent car. You can get that thing worked on. You can get it back out there. Hopefully finish this race. I'd say this is my second favorite car compared to, I like the trucks, you know. Trucks, maybe the Arca and this. There's kind of my favorite.
Even like the late model series that we were watching on
Well, it's
Friday night.
defunct. That they went belly up, you know. I don't know what happened with that. That was a good. We enjoyed that series, right?
Yeah, Xfinity cars are fun to drive and fun to watch. That's not an easy car to drive, as we know.
Yeah, there's so many
It's
cool
kind of
platforms.
The modern Xfinity car are kind of based on this Gen 6 car. Is that right?
I think
Similar?
so. I think they always kind of go the generation behind, and then they change the engine and all that stuff in them. But
Sure.
good looking race cars. Good stuff. Timothy Stubblefield. He must have made it through this. Currently sitting like 6th, it looks like.
Yeah, sitting up there inside of that top 5 for the
Yeah.
92 machine, looking pretty good.
Rocking that black paint scheme out there. Very cool.
Guess
Like
we're having a
they're
hard
coming
time
on
catching
around.
up. Yeah.
Ford Mustang pace cars down.
And that indeed it is, as we got the 00 Joe Bennett getting things started off here up at the front. The 77 of Tristan Cotton getting it locked and loaded here, as well as we go back to green flag racing. The Tabasco 76 machine of Patrick Mahaney giving that 00 a big old push here off of the line. Lap 46 out of 120. 13 machine Paul Durkee trying to get on up here into the action as well. 92 Stubblefield just trying to hang on that outside lane. Looks like things starting to settle into place for him. Almost some contact there between the 9 and the 23. Oh man, I thought those guys were teammates, but they're hitting each other. It's almost
There's
like
some
turn number
arguing.
2 at Pocono.
There's some arguing happening. What's happening out there on the radio, English? I'm
There's
trying
some
to catch it.
discussion over track position about 5 or 6 guys got a yellow flag because somebody was out of position. So that's what.
Oh, they cleared those, so that's no big deal.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're driving and trying to clear them. They don't have a dedicated race control here tonight, so some of the other drivers are trying to clear them.
We did
Great
lose a
job,
couple
Joe
drivers.
You got the 51 of Klein trying to sneak down underneath the 8 of Dylan Bryant here. Meanwhile, the 00 of Joe Bennett continuing to lead this thing on off. The 1 of DW using that fast repair and getting on back out here. Got the 48 and the 25 sitting right there behind him. 6 of Joe David continuing to try to be safe here and find himself at the end.
Lose 3 drivers, as you mentioned there, Adam. Anthony Williams, Mike
Yes.
Corvo, and Chuck Kiger. Back on the trailer. Head to next week.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't know where we're at next week, but I mean, if it's not your night, sometimes it's just not your night. Yeah.
Well, you don't even know where we're at tomorrow night, so that's really
That's
not saying
true.
much.
I don't for sure.
I
I
just
can't
looked
really
at the
say.
schedule. I looked at the schedule right before the race, so I
No.
don't know what tonight's race.
Susan Fisher says, and another left turn.
Yeah.
I think that's some kind of like inside joke right there.
No, she's just trying to be funny.
Well, it is like that's what we do
Must
here.
not
We
be a
do-
NASCAR fan.
yeah, that we love left turns. We don't want to turn right. This is the coolest part about it.
That is my niece, who
Oh,
it's
okay.
It's amazing that she knows what a left turn is, considering she doesn't know how to pass English.
Shots fired. Okay, I see what's happening here. But yes, left turns are cool. I mean, everybody knows that. If you're not in the club, you're not in the club. So,
Well, thanks for
Everybody
being
here.
here anyway.
yeah, I
we
mean,
love
come join
viewers.
us. We do. Oh, I'm not going to bash a viewer. I love the viewers, especially when it's related to Brown. We can still give her a hard time.
How's she doing on her golf swing?
Yeah, that's more
we
important.
haven't been out in a while.
Yeah. You can make money doing that.
But that's also because she's been in summer school, so.
Oh,
Oh,
poor yeah, I'm not the one firing the shots. Okay.
Sean
I'm
Flick
just
out there pulling for Winker.
reporting. Awesome.
23 Mark Collins continuing to try to catch back on up here with the leaders. Trying to go low on the 17 of Lawson right now, side by side. 73 of Josh Kelleher is down there as well. Ooh, 9 of Tommy Welch getting a little loosey-goosey in that quad oval right in front of Kevin Winker there. Front end of Winker looks like he's driven a little too close to the curbing.
Yeah, that little bit of aero damage is going to affect your top speed out here. Unless you stay tucked up close underneath somebody. Right behind somebody, I should say. A lot of single file. I think a lot of guys trying to be careful here. And take care of these tires. They know it's going to be a long time before they can come back down again to get another fresh set.
Yeah, and we're not even halfway through this thing, so you probably should be a little bit more conservative at this point in the race. And hopefully that's what they're kind of trying to do here. So we still got plenty of time to go here.
Absolutely.
Indeed, with the 48 Zethali locked in with his VR here tonight. Glad to have him out and about. Of course, we got the 32 Nick Biddy driving around here as well, getting all locked in with his, what I can only assume is about 30 race monitors going on there.
It's kind of cool.
Still got 22 drivers on the lead lap here. Out of a field, how many did we have grid? 31? I don't think Mike Corvo gridded a car, but...
Well, he did.
31
Did he? No?
No, it didn't look like he turned a lap.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he may have turned a couple.
And even got the 3 of Skylar Herod joining us here once again with the driver cam. He's all locked and loaded with his, I believe that's a Logitech racing wheel, and he's even got I think maybe his wife sitting behind him and playing some games, doing some computer work there as well. So it's a family affair in the racing office here tonight.
Family that plays together stays together. That's cool. I really like Kevin Winker's setup. Man, that thing, it's like he changes the camera angle every week for us and puts a new product on display. It really looks cool.
Definitely got some memorabilia back there.
Yeah, there's quite a few guys that, got that race room that's all loaded up with that. It's, sheet metal from bumpers and hoods and all that kind of stuff.
You can actually get some of that fairly cheap. I mean, it's not, nothing's cheap anymore thanks to the, current climate in the United States of America. But a few years ago, you go to like RCR, they have a store, you could buy sheet metal off of there and tires and stuff. It's pretty fun. I have a couple pieces myself.
Do you?
Yeah. I like stuff like that. I just haven't hung it in my shop yet. I'm not going to hang it in this beautiful office I have. I mean, I might as well be cast to the fields if I was to hang something in here,
Yeah.
Getting a little bit of trouble. I got to keep it kind of normal in my area due to the boss lady.
Yeah, the COVID queen will get you.
She'll bite you. She does not like. I used to have neons everywhere, Now I can just have pictures and like classy stuff,
At least you gotta at least like funk it up with like a lava lamp or something.
Ooh, I put some LED lights under this cheap Chinese desk I bought on Amazon. It's kind of cool.
Jessica Stubblefield said Tim Stubblefield's got a few tires.
Yeah, they are cool. I'm telling you, it's a kind of a cool cool thing if you collect stuff and you can display it nicely. Mine would have to be out in my shop, which is, 200 feet away. I'm not allowed to have all the cool stuff here inside the home.
I need room for projects and stuff. I'm less of a decoration guy and more of
Well, you can hang it from the rafters. That's what I do.
That's where my fishing rods are.
Oh,
When was the last time you went fishing?
It's been a while.
Thank you.
Well, them are snagging rods. I can't put them anywhere else. They're 13 and 15.
Well, I mean, you could at least have a little bit of fun with it,
Ah, yeah, probably.
Customize. Right. We have settled this thing out almost exclusively into a single file.
And that we have all on the back bumper right now of 00, the original Florida man, Joe Bennett. No, Papa Joe Bennett out there saying 00 on F1R.
Well, I know this. The 73 of Kelleher did get a little bit loose on that last lap, and it might be because that no AC in his house starting to get to him. He's probably got a sweaty steering wheel right now.
No AC, but everything else is working? That's terrible.
Yeah, his AC unit went out.
Well, if I remember correct, Kelleher does use racing gloves with so I don't know if it's a sweaty steering wheel. It might be a sweaty brow starting to drip down into those eyes.
Chair, yeah.
Where is he located? Is he in
I think he just relocated. He was from up here near me in Massachusetts. Oh, as we're going 3 wide here. Oh, the 3 up into the outside wall. Things are getting all scattered and battered.
He moved out west.
Oh!
Big
What
wreck.
is that? Take Cawthorn in the 88. Something happened. He spun
And
like
the
a top.
73 that we were just talking about, Josh Kelleher.
Oh,
That's
9
his
of
fault.
Tommy Walsh getting snagged up in it here as well.
Oh, wow. I don't know what happened, but it looked like the 73.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a lag spike there, so I kind of missed a little bit of it as well. But let's go ahead and
73 looks like he might have had a lag spike. If he hit the wall, oh no, he hit the wall and just shot down. Hit the 88. Took out Thomas Welch a little bit as well.
oh. That 88 of Tate Cawthorn, he spun around more than the British Open winner did Waggles there. Oh my goodness.
Who won the British Open? I never even got
some guy that I've never heard of.
Is he from over there across the pond?
I don't know.
Well, we don't care if he is. They can have it.
All I know is he sits there and does that, pre-shot waggle about 75
Oh,
times
waste
over.
everybody's time?
Yeah, and he was getting some heat.
Well, that's why they put the clock on these baseball players, I mean, now they end baseball games in like 2 hours because of this clock thing that got set up. Everybody's coming to get something down here in Pit Road, the majority of people. What is this, a fuel-only run, maybe?
Maybe a couple guys opted for fuel only. We're about to find out. Yep, it looks like at least a couple here. Ooh, a lot of fuel only. Maybe some damage repair. Paul Durkee going to score a lead lap here. Justin Lawson in second. Brandon Coleman third. Like the 88 missed his pit box. Or missed the pit road altogether, one or the other here.
It's some tricky times down there on pit road, but again, it looks like a whole bunch of Tigers just taking fuel, maybe saving that last set of tires here, as we're just a little bit after the halfway point.
Probably a good idea. Suffer a little bit now for some reward later, but if everybody else is doing it too, I mean,
Right. I mean, what's your
guys are on
advantage?
the same strategy.
You're in the same club,
Right.
So I think what's going to come down to then is who can manage those tires and stay out longer for that final pit stop just because of the tire wear.
Possibly.
try to beat them that way.
So it looks like everybody on the same set of tires except for Nick Biddy take Cawthorn on 23 lap
Yahtzee.
tires. And then Durkee, Lawson, Coleman up front who have yet to pit. Well, since lap 43. Get ready to do another restart here in just a minute. We are past halfway now, so we're on the downhill slide. Problem is, Brown, as we get close to the end, we're going to see these guys get more and more aggressive. I think probably around lap, 90 or 100, we're going to see some guys really trying to make some big track position gains.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mr. English, but still got a little bit of a ways to go before we get to there with the 13 of Durkee and the 17 of Lawson. Getting things started off side by side. Even got Coleman on up there, so man, it's good. You got the whole team. I think they're racing. Are they the goats here? Yeah, they're the goats. All the goats are all tag teaming on up here up at the front.
Yeah, power in numbers here as Brett Winker pulls for the 42 out there, and the pace car's down.
And that indeed, as here we go back to the green flag with the 13-17 side by side, 19 and 00 up there as well. With the green flag on out there, immediately jumping up to the outside lane is the 13. That's going to hopefully allow the 19, who slides it on up into that outside lane. Really no caution given to the wind there on that one as the 76 Patrick Mahaney tries to lead that bottom side around. He does have some help with the 92 of Timothy Stubblefield down there, but still got some work to do. The 42 Kevin Winker catching on up to the back bumper of the 77 of Tristan Cotton. You also got the 25 Lucas Lyons still hanging around up here at the front. Oh, hard impact into that outside wall by that 51 Chris Klein. Oh my goodness, what the heck happened there?
Joe David wrecking, so is the 31. Oh, they're still wrecking. 18 up in the wall.
Wow.
Oh, man.
At least from my point of view, I think that started off with the worst netcode I've ever seen in my life.
31 hit the wall and then hit the 6. Now, I don't know what happened.
Watch the 33.
That. All right.
33 is off by himself.
33 was off by himself, and he just gets absolutely pummeled down there.
That's weird. That was feet away, dude. That was a whole car length away.
It almost looked
Even
like,
more.
was there another car that might have been blinking or something? Because it hit him from the right and pushed him
I don't think so.
into
I'm just gonna go back a little ways, but I don't believe so.
That is crazy. What in the world? We always see something just nutty.
Glitching.
Yeah. Somebody pulled their cord. You know, when people used to pull their cord playing video games. I mean, this is simulation, but still.
Yeah, that was the 33 of Paul Ferdiani. I have never seen netcode that bad, and that, of course, that took out the 23, the 3, trying to avoid it, 18, the 80. 89 there as well. Just like I don't even know what to say to that because that was so atrocious.
It destroyed the 33's car.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Did. And
For no
you know
reason.
what? If I was the gambler, Paul Ferdiani, I'll go up there with you if I had the time. We'll head up to headquarters in Boston, and we're gonna have to pick at this. This is asinine, is what they did to him here.
Oh my.
I've never, like you said, Brown, that we've seen netcode, we've seen craziness. That's the absolute nuttiest thing we've ever seen on this platform. I'm glad you got some good views of it. Oriani disconnected, Adamson disconnected, so they had enough of that. I'm guessing.
Yeah, and I believe they may have already used a fast repair earlier in the race.
Wow. you know what happened too?
You only get one here.
I
What's
started
that?
speaking. I started speaking poorly of iRacing, and they shut my feed off. So now I have to reboot the thing.
Oh,
Man, everybody's watching me. I don't
I
like
think it's
that.
your computer.
No, it's because it's the
It's a
C.
pack. It's a
It's the
Packard Bell
C.
486, dude. You got to upgrade.
No, that three-letter organization. It starts with a C and ends with an A. I think they bugged the whole thing. It's kind of ruined it when they're trying to spy on me.
Well, if your CPA is messing with your computer, you probably should pay her more to do your taxes.
Well, it's not that one. It's a little more important than that one. They're listening. Just remember that. They're always paying attention. But what a wild scene here it is in Atlanta.
And that indeed it is as we get ready to head on back to the green flag.
Less than 50 to go now. Got that working for us.
I sure wish little Enos and big Enos Burdett were here to see this whole thing come to fruition.
You know the guy that... Well, no, that was a Talladega. I was going to say the guy that drove the truck with the flag around the track. That wasn't here. That was a Talladega. Disregard my last.
All right.
Could go for some... couple cases of Coors.
I think so. From Texarkana,
Yeah.
I'll run it. You and I could probably get to Texarkana and run it to Atlanta if we have to.
I still got my CDL. Let's roll.
Let's do it. Who's going to run blocker in the Firebird?
And indeed, speaking of getting it rolling down here, once again, the green flag is back on out with that 13, getting a great jump on that restart. The 17 Lawson allowing him to trickle on back up to that high side. You got the 77, though, of Tristan Cotton trying to make a move down there on the bottom side. He does have some help with that 76 of Patrick Mahaney, but still got some work left to do. The 42 and the 00 kind of landlocked there in the middle of that high side. Really no options as of right now. It's the 92. Stubblefield continues to close that gap. You also got the one of DW still racing around up here, as well as the 55 of Tom Barish.
A little bit of scooting around by the 48, going up into the high lane there.
Well, I'm bouncing around looking at these guys driving inside the cockpit, and they're having to work that wheel. This looks like a very difficult track in traffic to run. So, interesting view from inside the cockpit.
Doing double file everywhere except for right near the front. Tristan Cotton leading a lower line here as they go on to the back stretch.
Hey, what? We make that run from Texarkana to Atlanta. I got Bob. We don't have Fred, but we can bring Bob and put him in the cab with you.
Yeah, it's just what highway we're going to cut down to I-20 on.
We'll make it.
Just take 49 down to Shreveport, down to the 220 and bypass, and then jump on 20. Probably the quickest way.
Watch out for the Smokies, though. That's the key.
Yeah, especially around Acadiana. They like to hide in them hills right there. The state troopers do. 55 way up near the top wall. They're almost scraping the wall there in that NTG, that black car that looks so fine out there.
Got the neon paint scheme on the numbers there.
Of course.
Tom Barish.
Absolutely love that as we continue to race here with the green flag. The 17 in 17th, 32, Nick Bay continuing to try to shuffle and bustle his way back up through this field. But again, looking like maybe starting to single file out just a little bit up there on that far outside lane. While we're out here, we get ready to break it down here for the second half of this race. Let's go ahead and step away for just a quick moment. Oh no! And of course, as I say that, we have some wrecking going on, but green flag is still out.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Well, I guess the wrecking wasn't bad enough to throw out the caution here.
Brittany Cotton pulling for the 77 out there, saying, "Come on, T Money." And P Perfect 33 saying, "Look what they did to my boy. 33's dead."
He did die in the iRacing world, and it wasn't his fault. That was a terrible display.
I think that was from
Well,
The
that comes.
Godfather. Remember, look what they did to my boy. Remember, he takes
Yeah,
Sonny to the
Oh.
corner. Yeah.
yeah. That was a good one.
See, somebody got loose a lap ago and went up the track, and then my camera switched. Never did see who it was. No caution, so it's been a single car deal there.
Well, anyway, as I was saying before, I thought we were about to see a caution. Things starting to calm down and single file out just a little bit here. So let's take a quick step aside and have a quick word and a quick thank you from our fantastic sponsors. And welcome back as the Double O Joe Bennett leads here tonight at Atlanta. Kevin Winker won a DW out there, helping push him around with the 77 of Tristan Cotton and the 76 of Patrick Mahaney. We have had some people come on down into the pits for maybe the final pit stop here of this race. Lap 92 out of 120 here, so we're starting to get on down into crunch time, closing in on those final 20 laps to go. Chris Klein trying to work with some people out here and catch on up. Looks like that's the 31 and the 18 helping him stay at least with a little bit of some draft. You also got the 25 Lucas Lyons trying to catch back on up here to the main pack. He's about almost 3 seconds behind the 76 here of Mahaney. Also got the Lawson, Coleman, Durkee all still working well together here in their little group of three. Mark Collins down into the pits as well.
Only 14 cars being scored on the lead lap right now. That's a little bit deceiving because the pit cycle is only part way up done here. So you will see once these lead lap cars start to make their pit cycle, everybody will be back on the same lap here for the most part.
Yeah, and I think this is just my opinion. I think we're going to see one more caution because of the blending and all the stuff that happens, with the green flag pit stop. So we'll see. But I love this track. I'm having a lot of fun watching it. We've had a couple incidents, which are cool. I want to see a little bit of anger, a little bit of fights, a little bit of crashing. But I also want to see some real hard, clean racing as well.
Coming up close to lap 100 here, I was talking about our aggression factor maybe starting to ramp up between 90 and 100. We're right in the middle of that now. It sounds like you're the leader coming down the pit lane. Going to drag second place with him here.
Yeah.
So one of Derek Welch is going to stay out.
Yeah, same thing with 76 Patrick Mahaney making that dive on down to pit road. So DW getting some lead laps here. Again, he picked up qualifying on pole here, so he's kind of back up to where he originally started. He's got the 55 Tom Barish and the 77 of Tristan Cotton there. Cotton up 20 spots here on the day.
Pretty cool to see a track like this that's a mile and a half where you still see guys go over 190 miles an hour. But that pit lane is slow, 45. Got to get it back down.
Where does the draft? And this is my opinion. What do you think? The draft is really strong on the back stretch here, and I think there's so much movement on the front stretch. I don't know if it's negligible or what, but
it breaks it up some. I mean,
yeah.
But it's still important. I mean, if you're following the line of the guy in front of you, by the time you get into turn one, you're still moving at a good speed. So yeah, it's important all the way around the track.
So if you're hooked up, you can actually make that thing work for you.
Oh yeah.
See, to me, in that quad oval, it's so difficult to stay, hooked up with somebody. As far as the driver's aspect, that's a skill right there.
I mean, that's is it the fastest part of the track right there at turn one entry, or is it at turn three entry? I'd almost argue it might be at turn one entry there. I haven't looked at the speeds.
Yeah, dude, we got to follow the science.
It's
just follow the science. That's all we got to do. Been telling that to us for years. Follow the science. Listen. Have you heard of this thing called AI? It's called artificial intelligence. It's a fancy word. It's done by machines.
Isn't that what you used to write your school papers with?
No, don't tell anybody that.
Oh.
No. That's a whole other thing. I'm talking about, the VP of our alleged country right now. She tells us, she knows how to tell us stuff, like, you people are so stupid. This is what AI is. It's fancy.
Now down to 9 cars on the lead lap as Derek Welch continues to run in the lead out there. It's a matter of time before DW and Tom Barish and Tristan Cotton and Lucas Lyons come down. There are holdouts right now here so far. Last pitting on lap 66.
Hey, I think that's a little bit too far. I think even if they wanted to keep their same tires, even though it's kind of looking like people are at least taking two as Joe David's down onto pit road here. It's got to be one of those things. They definitely need fuel. It's a question of whether they're brave enough to take tires or not.
They're waiting on a caution. I mean, if they can get a freebie and not lose a ton of track position, why not wait till a caution comes? Oh, here comes the 55 down. He's running out of gas.
Yeah, same thing with the one of DW, all making that dive on down pit road as the 77 Tristan Cotton and the 25 Lucas Lyons now running a 1 and 2. But 77 kind of out there on his own. Looks like he does have a pack of people a lap down for the time being. They're about to get their lap back as they're all inside of that little bit of a freight train right now.
T-Money better save some gas money. He's going to need it here in a minute. Looks like he might be slowing down here. He's down by that line. Nope, he's going to try to make another lap here. Lucas Lyons now being scored. Your leader, the driver of the 25.
And this is where it gets confusing. Lucas Lyons is in the middle of a pack, but he is the leader. And he's definitely going to need to get a pit stop in here at some point. So we'll see if we can finish this thing with no cautions. My money's not on that, but I've been wrong plenty of times before.
Lyons and Cotton. I can't believe they have enough fuel to get to the end. I think they're just doing what we talked about. They're just waiting for a yellow. Stretch every lap out of that fuel cell.
I was gonna say they're at least doing it right. I mean, you can see that 25 Alliance. He's not technically leading this line. He is leading the race though. He's tucked in behind that 00 Joe Bennett, so he's able to save a little bit of that fuel, like we talk about over there at the super speedways. Just run it, the 75% throttle, and just kind of let everybody else do the work for you.
It's actually a very good point. Yeah, very good point. So he's saving fuel by hanging out with these other guys. Kind of blending in, like it's camouflaged as the leader right there.
Cotton is down and in the pits. Lucas Lyons, your lone holdout here that pitted on lap 66, but guess what? There's another group of cars that are going to have to pit again probably as well, starting with Dylan Mad Max Bryant and going down to Nick Biddy. They all pitted on lap 71. Not sure they're going to make it all the way to the end here.
So it's not just turning left. There is a lot of strategy, and they're using their big brains right now. And we're just sitting here like hypothesizing and contemplating what we think is going to happen, but we don't really know because we're not out there on the track. A lot of fun.
Excuse me. As the 78 and the 73 dive on down into pit road, looks like the 18 is joining them down there as well. As green flag run starting to kind of really tear apart this field out here. 00 Joe Bennett, he is in fourth right now, kind of helping with the 48 machine try to lead this little group, and he does have that leader sitting right there behind him.
So Lucas Lyons announcing he's pitting this time.
So, so there you go. As the 19 scraping the outside wall, getting a little loose. That back end starting to filter on out from him.
So here we go. Dylan Bryant, Nick Biddy. Do these guys have enough fuel to get to the end? Last pitted a lap number 71. We got a 120 lap feature here.
Again, he's gonna have some help here if it sticks around. It doesn't look like it is. So he's the 8 of Bryant still driving around out there for the most part by himself. it looks like the 32 Nick Biddy, he does have some help here from the 99 of Albert Anderson to give him a little bit of a push. But I mean, even Biddy, he's 11, almost 12 seconds back behind the 8 machine. So the 8 machine, if he wants to try to save some fuel, he can use it, and he's got some time there to. Well, as I said, so he's got even more time now. As there goes the 32 of Biddy. I guess Biddy realizing they're definitely not gonna make it. So the 8 machine, praying, begging for a caution here, trying to get something working. Oh, and he's not gonna make it as well as he filters on down into pit lane.
Here you go. Here's the race for the lead right now. The race for the win. Joe Bennett, Paul Durkee, Justin Lawson, Coleman, and Welch, with Winker and Mahaney hanging back there as well.
Ooh, I'll tell you, he's working harder than a real Mrs. Poindexter tonight. It's those crew chiefs trying to figure out the fuel calculation. This is a fuel mileage race now.
Well, Bennett, Durkee, Lawson, and Coleman are all good, and they're all running nose to tail here. DW is about 5 seconds back, and maybe a little bit more. He does have some help from the 42 of Winker and the 76 of Mahaney, but really this one is definitely coming on down to it with a 13 now, looking like he's trying to slide his nose up underneath the 00.
Guys starting to fight each other up here in the front. That's just going to slow them down.
It feels like somebody bringing a knife to a gunfight in Waco at the Papa Joe's Saloon. That's what it feels like. This is fun right here.
Tracy
AJ.
Cotton out there pulling for the Trister. What'd you got there?
No, AJ Evangelista, he's coming down. Going to get his pits. He just announced it on the radio.
AJ with a rough night, 5 laps down.
He's still out there, though. You know what? You
Yeah,
got
he
to
ain't no
commend
quit.
somebody like that.
Ain't no quit in him.
Winker and Welch are trying to coordinate something here. It's amazing who will become your friend near the end of the race, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. With 6 laps left to go, it's definitely gonna get interesting here.
Kevin Winker mentioned he has some nose damage, which I think is slowing him down, and it looks like that's actually the case. He's dropping back a little bit.
He got damage on the front and the back there. Yeah, the Muhlenberger Custom Homes machines of 42 and the 18 there. Seen some better days, but they're hanging in there. Bring it on down. It's about to be 5 to go here when they cross the line.
It's 5 to go now. It's going to be 4 to go when they come back down and cross that line. Again, the 13, 17, and 19, all teammates, all trying to figure out a way to get around that 00, who's currently, just chasing right behind that 48 of Zeth Hawley, who, even though he is technically on the lead lap by being out in front of 00 Joe, he is also teammates with 00 Joe, so I'm sure there's maybe some talks there being like, hey, Zeth, don't leave me hanging here, buddy.
Thanks for Jennifer Ray and Lofi Evans for joining us here late. Appreciate y'all being here.
Oh, Earl? Thanks for joining us.
Sponsor machine.
Yeah, he's the first one to run the AAA paint, I think.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, he's a legend. Man, there's some beat up cars, but they're still pushing through this thing.
Been a rough night for most of the field out here, I believe here.
Really, but what amazed me the whole night was the Paul Durkee situation. What happened there was, we've never seen anything like it. We've hundreds of races I think we've done together and been involved with. That was interesting how that crash played itself out. Too bad for him tonight.
As here we go, the field heading off down through turns 3 and 4, getting ready to take that white flag, which means no more racing after this one. This is it, the final lap here at Atlanta as 00 Joe Bennett continues to tail that 48 of Seth Hawley, trying to get whatever speed that he can. Here comes that 13 of Paul Durkee as well, right up to that back bumper. Is he going to move down low? Yes, he does. Right down the back straightaway here into turns 3 and 4, picking up a final set of runs, squeezing up the track, but 00 Joe getting the run off of the corner here in turn number 4. Does the 13 have anything else? He does not. It's going to be 00 Joe picking up the race win, followed by the 13 and then the 19.
Wow.
Finish there. Great finish for these guys in mid-pack, too, here in the bottom of the top 10. Oh, big
Kristen
wreck coming across the
Cotton
line.
crashing at the end. Wow. Yeah, Paul Durkee and Joe Bennett had a good little race up there at the front, and they were just talking about it, just
Yeah.
real racing. Didn't try to hurt one another or anything. Well, see, personally, I would have crashed somebody to win. I'd do anything, but these guys don't do that, and that was just a real nice, clean finish.
Definitely a lot of fun to watch there towards the end. Paul Durkee, stand-up guy, he told 00 Joe says, man, I was really nervous there at the end. Paul Durkee said, I wasn't going to wreck you, I was going to run you clean. He definitely did. And Coleman in the 19, that all black machine out there with the GOAT logo on the front. Great podium finish.
These guys are more gentlemen than guys in NASCAR who, especially Denny Hamlin, who made a lot of friends today over there at Pocono.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He made lots of friends. He made a lot of fans and friends. Oh, man, what a mess it was at Pocono, kind of like it always is, but this one was fun.
And that indeed. So, congratulations to 00 Joe. We wait a quick second here and get everybody all lined up in that podium chat.
Yeah, they're doing the old burnouts. They're excited.
Yeah,
That's
even
good
the 15th place car, Seth Hawley, doing some donuts out there as well.
Why not?
Out there supporting his buddy.
Have some fun.
Sure.
It's really what this is about. It's about fun, little pastime, little hobby. It's a simulation. It's not a video game. I don't know what y'all think at home, but this is a real. It feels like real racing when you're in the car at home. iRacing's done a good job, minus the Paul Ferdiani incident.
And that indeed is. Let's head on down to pit lane here and start some interviews off underway. Starting us off tonight will be the 19 and third place finisher, Mr. Brandon Coleman, part of that team Goats, working well together here at the end. Brandon picking up a great podium finish, up 14 spots on the day. Definitely working hard out there, but it looked like on that final run, things got a little staggered out there.
Yeah, man. It was just everything we could do to work together, and we've been doing this all season long, and finally it's starting to pay off, and finally getting it put together and no accidents. I think me and Paul would have had it like that at Daytona last week, but I ended up with a pit road penalty for speeding. But that was a lot of fun.
Well, it was a lot of fun to watch too. Me and Adam were talking about it as well, talking about how, a lot of people were kind of skeptical about the repave and reconfiguration of the banking and stuff here and making it a little bit more narrow. But y'all put on one heck of a show out there, especially you guys up there, Team Goats. And that number 19 Chevrolet was quick all night tonight. Going to Vegas next week. You guys looking forward to that one?
Well, yeah, man. I think that's going to be another good one, and get out there and see if we can't see you here again next week.
Y'all work good on the 1.5 miles together, that's for sure.
Yeah. Plate races, we work really good there too. We just mistake after mistake.
Well, the plate tracks are a little different, and this one's kind of a hybrid
In
here
between.
at Atlanta. It's a
Right.
little tweener, but great job tonight. Podium finish. Who would you like to give some shout outs to?
I want to thank Paul. I want to thank Justin for working with us and helping us out through the run, and want to thank you guys for putting on a great broadcast, and want to thank Derek for putting on a great show and all the work he does for this thing, and everybody else that's behind the scenes. And I think Joe suggests some beers after this one.
Oh, nice.
I think I think that can definitely be arranged there. But man, congratulations there, Brandon, picking up the podium finish here tonight for that 19 machine, man. Congratulations, and look forward to seeing you guys back out here in action again next week there, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Excuse me. With that, we'll move on up to tonight's second place finisher, and the old man trying to get it done here tonight had his team behind him. Just a little bit short there behind that draft of the 00, Joe. Man, Paul, congratulations picking up that second place finish. Hard fought and fantastic team strategy here tonight.
Yeah, it was my teammates were awesome tonight. Just once they got by and they kept the top, there was just I was throwing everything I had at them to try to get by on the bottom, and it wasn't going to happen.
Well, one hell of an effort out there. You and your team just stuck together like glue out there, did what you had to do, and helped each other out there. And that Birdsong Brewing Company, number 13, we always enjoy watching you guys out there run. And great job out there tonight. Do y'all have any kind of plan to do any practicing or anything for Las Vegas next week, or do y'all think y'all are good to go on the mile and a half there?
Yeah, well, we don't do an awful lot of practicing because all of us are, well, you guys know as well as I do, everybody's so busy. It's not a lot of time to do practice in the summertime.
That's a fact.
Yeah, well, you probably won't need it. I'm sure you've run there before. It's an interesting track, and we enjoy it. We really enjoyed Atlanta. Great job tonight. Who would you like to throw some shout outs to?
As always, shout out to you guys. You do an excellent job week in, week out. My teammates, get a couple of the best guys that you can have. And shout out to Derek and Num Thumbs. Without them, we wouldn't have any of this. So it was a ball tonight. Good, clean racing. I had a lot of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations going out to the 13 machine of Mr. Paul Durkee, picking up the second place finish here tonight, man. Congratulations, and good luck next week there, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, he's tired. He's been working that wheel hard today.
Man. Hey, look, old man Paul, he's been out there working his butt off today. He deserves a nap, I think. So good to see him up there in second.
And that indeed. But let's head on up to the top step of the podium here tonight, and it's been a hot minute. But the 00 of the original Florida man, Mr. Joe Bennett, picking up the race win here tonight at Atlanta, man. Joe, congratulations. That was a lot of hard work, and man, thank goodness you at least had a teammate in front of you there to help tow you around.
And I'll tell you what, it is hard work here, man. You really got to watch yourself in these corners. You know, the tires start wearing down a little bit, cars start pushing up. Cars going everywhere, man. It's just like I kept it clean all night. Didn't use my fast repair. I was, trying to stay up at the front, man. Trying to stay out of all the mess back there because I just seem to be getting caught up in it too much here lately.
Yeah,
So,
that was the name of the game out there here tonight is keeping a clean car, and you did exactly that. And the Pro Spec Custom Accessories Chevrolet looks as good as it did at the beginning of the race, man. So. Congrats on the win tonight, and your pop was out there watching. I'm sure he's real proud as well.
Yeah, Pa. Shout out to JPD Designs. He does my paint for me for my company and everything. And shout out to Zeth. If it wasn't for Zeth right there, man, I told Zeth, I said, dude, you've got to stay high here. You got to make these guys go low, so maybe I can catch up, give you a little bit of a push. And that's exactly what happened, man. We were able to stick it right there. And then, I tell you what, I actually took 2 tires at the end, and those guys took 4. So I was really nervous that whole time. I was sweating it, man. I'll tell you what, I'm covered over here right now.
Wow, man. Well, we didn't know that you only took 2. That's a very interesting fact. We had a blast watching this thing. This track is nuts, and you really survived it, especially with the heat on the track and the limited amount of tires. Great job. Who would you like to throw some shout outs to?
Shout out to Pops. I know he's watching. Finally got him a W while he's watching, you know. And shout out to my Uncle Rich. He's out there. Think he's watching too. But shout out to all my boys over at Plus EV, man. If it wasn't for those guys over there, like I said, there's no way I would have won this race tonight. And shout out to Derek, Numb Thumbs, love Numb Thumbs League, man, cleanest league. And anybody that supports me, man, I appreciate it. And you guys for broadcasting, man. You guys awesome every time.
Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate it out there. And, of course, we appreciate a fantastic race finish like you had here tonight as the 00 machine picks up the win here down on Victory Lane. Man, congratulations, and good luck here with your rest of the upcoming races there, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
And with that closes all of the stuff on down here. And fellas, that was another pretty decent Atlanta race going on. I know it got a little hectic and hairy there. Even had the old netcode shark jump out of the water occasionally, but we had ourselves a pretty solid race.
Yeah, it happens here. It happens at Talladega, Daytona. Just add this to the super speedway list now. But great strategy and stuff going on out there, and kept us guessing to the end. So great to see 00 Joe get a great win out there, well deserved. Great support from his buddies out there as well. Yeah, I definitely think he owes them a couple beers out there for the help he got out there. So good on all them guys out there racing clean up front.
Yeah, no, I think Atlanta's turning into one of my sleeper favorite tracks to kind of watch a race, and that's what we do here. We're just watching and talking, and these guys are doing the hard work, and they put in some good work tonight. Really fun race to watch.
That indeed. Speaking of watching, we thank you all for watching, but let's tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight. Getting us started is that 00 of Joe Bennett picking up the race win, 13 of Paul Durkee, and the 19 of Brandon Coleman, all rounding out that podium. And of course, another part of that team goes Justin Lawson, picking up fantastic 4th finish here tonight as well. So solid run from all those drivers all the way around. 25 Lucas Lyons, man, he was up and about all race long, just coming up a little bit short here, finishing in 5th. He was able to get around the one of DW there in the last few laps as DW picks up 6th. 76 Patrick Mahaney tried to add a little spice in his life with that Tabasco machine, but having a solid run nonetheless there in 7th. 42 of Kevin Winker having a great run, up 17 spots to finish here in 8th. 9th will be the 55 of Tom Barish, with the 51 of Mr. Chris Klein. He got beaten, battered, and bruised out there tonight, and he's going to find his way to round out your field's top 10.
Yeah, 88 of Tate Cawthorn got caught up in a couple of things early, but what a run he had tonight, working his way up from 30th spot to 11th. So great run by Tate out there in the 88. 92 of Tim Stubblefield had his ups and downs out there, mostly ups though. He'll finish in 12th after starting in 29th. Tristan Cotton, the Trister, in the 77, up 10 spots. He'll finish in 13th. Dylan Bryant, not so lucky tonight, slipped up a little bit out there tonight. The 8 machine will finish in 14th place. Zeth Hawley, however, the 48 machine, he'll finish right where he started in 15th, the last car on the lead lap. 78 of Christopher Jordan, he'll finish in 16th place. 17th, Joe David in the 6th. 32 of Nick Biddy will finish in 18th place. 31 of Scott Milner finishes in 19th. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, Josh Kelleher in the 73.
Yeah, 99, America's Driver, Albert Anderson, 21st. 18 of Joshua Moore, Muleberger Custom Homes, Paint Scheme, 22nd. 3 of Skylar Harrod, 23rd. 005 AJ Evangelista, 24th. Michael Eden in that 27 car ends up 25th. 33 of Paul Ferdiani, the gambler. We talked about him a bunch. Had a little rough night with some netcode, 26th. Mark Collins in the 23 ends up 27th. Michael Adamson in the 89, 28. Thomas Welch in the 9, 29th. Mike Corriveau in the 7, 30th. Anthony Williams in the 5, 31st. And Chuck Kiger rounds it out 100 laps down there in the 22 machine.
And there you have it, tonight's field from Atlanta. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and being some of the best fans around. You guys are the reason why we do this and have such a good time of doing it as well. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button so we can continue to have a fantastic and growing community over here. It's glad to have all y'all around. Of course, we also have to say a big thank you to Hauler Boys Racing for sponsoring tonight's race over here at Atlanta. And of course, we can never forget about the fantastic race sponsors of Martin Sports, Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, and Trek Bar Media for jumping on board here this season, continuing their great sponsorships with the NTRL and help them be able to do what they do and put on some fantastic racing day in and day out for all y'all. So with that concludes the race in action here tonight. We head on down to tomorrow for the Next Gen Cup Series, which I believe, as I look at the mixed schedule here, what is July 24th? Oh, we're going to Indy tomorrow. Ooh, so getting some speed and some super speed here tomorrow night. Should be absolutely fantabulous night, so definitely stay tuned and stay alert for that one. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We gone.
See ya.